you're dealing with a situation of actual physical law, even though you have resorted to that quality of being at the level of habitual thought. Because you do it in a highly charged atmosphere, it releases a very powerful and potent effect throughout the field of your mind stream, of your karmic reservoir that have been generated by cause and effect in that constant, that layering upon layering of samskaras. So the effect of establishing a relationship by formal steps at first is usually thought to be the best way to go. I come in here, I sit here, you sit there, we sit quietly. You go through enormous storms of ups and downs, especially in the fields of the emotions, and that connects into desire, because desire is the fruit that emotion gets charged upon. It's usually something you want or don't want that is at the root of those kinds of equations. And in the meditative fields, when we do the meditations called clearing of obstacles, and the various qualities of meditations, of which there are many that I don't even mention, you would call them almost a teaching field of energies that are designed at best for dealing with people that are cultivating their natures and improving their natures. At the same time, they're coming closer and closer to the genuine fire of the self. It's coming through the seat and reflecting back at you, producing a kind of a luminous reflection of inside your own awareness. That is the conversation. That is where the education arises. The whole quality of self-love and the willingness to work on oneself, the willingness to plunge into this situation is half the battle. And the willingness and the self-love involved of dealing with the improvements, the ability to see what's wrong with the situation without getting emotionally involved, lashing out at yourself or the teacher for being the messenger of that in that form of illumination, producing the effect of giving you the opportunity to resolve that. At the same time, the fire of the Kundalini, the fire of the self, has an incinerating quality as well. That's why everything speeds up. In the relationship we have right now, and that's everything involved that I'm talking about. There is a very powerful flow, and very powerful flow of release and unwinding of some scars. And that's very successful. It's moving along very successfully. A lot of the emotional upheaval and the upheaval in your lives that you are going through is, of course, the effect of having so much energy injected into your life. It's displacement. It just displaces what's there, and as the order has been disrupted at the same time as powerful illuminating reflecting light, self-illuminating reflective light is injected in, as the tidy arrangement with the lower self becomes disrupted, there's all this opportunity to have genuine insight into your true condition, your true situation. And you can see the flaws in your being, some both dramatic and subtle. And they run from the most dramatic to the extremely subtle. So you never get out of the attitude of constantly keeping your garden tended. It becomes second nature. At the same time, a climate must be engendered where people can feel like they can live and be in the space the teaching space involved. You go through a phase of period of time where you check out the teacher, you check out the center, you check out the other students. If there's a resonance there, you stay. And of course, in my case, there's been a situation where I've been looking for people that are serious about this subject. I want some adults, some sober individuals that are interested in trying to affect the flow of their being out of the fires of samsara and into the self. That's what I do in my life. I'm engaging the basic principle of looking for like company, people that are interested in the subject. There's an ocean of people out there that have all kinds of abilities, but haven't got intent. Have intent, but limited abilities, and most are so confused they don't even see it as a valuable path. I've been around long enough, in the long sense of the word, in the multi-incarnational sense of the word, to, so what, who cares? I know what I'm doing here. And I know why. And I'm looking for people with the same kind of weight, gravity. This path is profound. And it runs on an invisible principle of the invisible spark of the vitality of life. Life seeks life. The nature of the self is constantly seeks itself. Life is the expression, the creative spanda of consciousness. We're human beings. We have life in the form of human beings, human form. All kinds of sentient beings come through all kinds of inner matrices of consciousness and enzyme pools that produce all kinds of forms and abilities. So the last intensive we had was pre-Christmas, and we had the retreat, underlined 9 times. We've been busy for the last 2 months. It's been wall-to-wall activity. This is the first intensive. It's amazing. In almost 3 months. Well, 2.5. And this is perfectly timed. I caught the wind of the flow of release from the retreat, the kickoff of the semester, the depth charge of Shiva last Friday, cooked all week, and bang, here we are today. Like I said, I want to do a lot of meditating, and we'll talk. We have just some things to talk about, but as I said last night, there are some things that I want to do with each and every one of you as far as just where you are. What somebody used a term in one of their summaries, a kind of yogic surgery. I like that. That's one of the things that intensives are good for, the conflagration conflagration, that's one word, but when they come together, conjunction of qualities make it easy to take away large obstacles at a time out of pretty much an endless group of people, whoever is interested.